Commander David Hartman stood on the bridge of the Ironclad. A tiny, ancient starship docked at the bustling spaceport of Epsilon 4. The ship's once glorious hull was now dull and scarred, its systems antiquated compared to the sleek, modern vessels surrounding it. The bustling crowds of various alien species paid the ship little mind, often casting derisive glances its way. David watched the activity outside through the viewport, a small smile playing on his lips. The Ironclad might look like a relic, but he knew better. Hidden within its battered exterior was a team of elite human soldiers, the best of the best, ready to tackle any mission. Lieutenant Sarah Blake approached him, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "They're laughing at us again, sir. Seems they can't believe this old relic is still spaceworthy." David chuckled. "Let them laugh, Sarah. They have no idea what this relic can do." Their current mission was a critical one. High Command had received intelligence about a pirate fleet wreaking havoc in Sector 9. The pirates had become bolder, attacking civilian and cargo ships with impunity. It was up to the Ironclad and her crew to put an end to their reign of terror. David's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of the ship's intercom crackling to life. "Commander, we're ready for departure," the voice of the ship's helmsman reported. "Excellent," David replied. He turned to Sarah. "Let's show them what this relic can do. Prepare for launch." The Ironclad lifted off, its engines humming steadily as it left the spaceport and set course for Sector 9. David and Sarah monitored the ship's systems from the bridge, ensuring everything was in order. As they traveled, David took a moment to address his crew over the ship's intercom. "Listen up, everyone. We've got a mission to take down a pirate fleet in Sector 9. These pirates have been causing chaos, and it's our job to stop them. Remember, they'll underestimate us because of this ship. Use that to our advantage. Hartman out." Hidden within the depths of the Ironclad were its true strength, an elite crew of human soldiers. Trained in the most rigorous combat scenarios and equipped with cutting-edge technology, they were a force to be reckoned with. These men and women had chosen the Ironclad for its inconspicuous appearance, allowing them to operate under the radar. Sergeant Liam Turner, the squad leader, rallied his team in the briefing room. The soldiers sat in attentive silence, their faces serious and focused. "All right, team. We've got a mission. High Command has intel on a pirate fleet causing havoc in Sector 9. Our job is to eliminate the threat and ensure the sector's safety." Private Jackson Reed, the team's tech specialist, raised a hand. "What's our strategy, Sergeant?" Liam activated a holographic display, showing the layout of the pirate fleet's suspected position. "We'll approach under the guise of a harmless, outdated ship. Once we're in range, we'll deploy our enhanced weapons systems and strike fast and hard. Our goal is to disable their ships and capture their leaders." The soldiers nodded, their expressions resolute. They were ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. As the Ironclad neared Sector 9, David and Sarah kept a close eye on the scanners. "Keep an eye out for any unusual activity," David instructed. "We need to pinpoint the pirates' location without giving ourselves away." Hours passed before Sarah finally spotted the telltale signatures of the pirate fleet. "Got them, sir. 3 ships heavily armed but not expecting us." David nodded, a determined look in his eyes. "Perfect. Let's set the trap." The Ironclad powered down its non-essential systems, reducing its energy signature to appear even more innocuous. They approached the pirate fleet slowly, playing the part of an outdated, harmless vessel. As expected, the pirates hailed them, laughter evident in their voices. "What is this? An antique shop trying to play war? Turn back before you get yourselves killed." David replied calmly, "We're just passing through. No need for trouble." The pirates laughed harder, oblivious to the elite soldiers preparing for combat within the Ironclad. David gave the signal, and the ship's concealed weapon systems powered up. "Now," David commanded. The Ironclad unleashed a barrage of precise laser fire, catching the pirates off guard. The old ship moved with surprising agility, its weapon systems targeting the pirate vessel's weak points. Explosions rocked the pirate ships, and panic ensued. Inside the pirate flagship, chaos reigned. "What's happening?" shouted the pirate captain. "It's just one ship." David's voice came over the comms, cold and confident. "You're dealing with the Ironclad and her crew. Surrender now, or face the consequences." The pirates were too stunned to respond immediately. The Ironclad's sudden transformation from a relic to a deadly warship had thrown them into disarray. "Prepare for boarding action," David ordered, his tone unwavering. Sergeant Liam Turner and his team moved swiftly to the airlocks, ready to board the pirate ships. "Remember the plan," Liam reminded his team. "We take out their command and secure their weapon systems first. Move fast and stay sharp." The Ironclad's boarding pods launched, attaching themselves to the hulls of the pirate vessels. Liam led his team through the airlocks, their movements precise and practiced. The pirates, still reeling from the initial attack, were ill-prepared for the elite soldiers storming their ships. Liam and his team encountered minimal resistance as they moved through the pirate flagship. The corridors were narrow and dimly lit, but the soldiers navigated them with ease, their helmets' heads-up displays providing real-time tactical information. They breached the door to the command center, where the pirate captain and his officers were frantically trying to regain control. The sight of heavily armed human soldiers in state-of-the-art combat gear was enough to break their resolve. "Drop your weapons," Liam commanded, his voice echoing through the room. The pirates hesitated for a moment, then complied, their weapons clattering to the floor. Liam's team quickly secured the area, binding the hands of the pirate captain and his officers. "Captain secured," Liam reported over the comms. "Pirates are surrendering." David's voice came through, sounding relieved. "Good work, Sergeant. Bring them back to the Ironclad for transport." With the pirate leaders captured and their ships disabled, the remaining pirate crew had little choice but to surrender. The elite soldiers efficiently rounded up the pirates, ensuring none escaped. Back on the Ironclad, the pirate captain was brought to the interrogation room. David and Sarah prepared to extract vital information about the pirate operations. "Who are you working for?" David demanded, his eyes boring into the pirate captains. The pirate captain, still in shock, reluctantly spilled details about their operations, revealing a larger network of pirate activity in neighboring sectors. This intelligence was crucial. It indicated that the pirate threat was far more extensive than initially thought. David and his team planned their next move with the new information. The pirate network had to be dismantled, and it was clear that their mission was far from over. "We need to hit their central base," Sarah said, studying the data. "If we can take out their headquarters, we can cripple their operations." David agreed. "We'll need to move quickly and strike hard. Prepare the team. The Ironclad is going to war." With their plan in place, the Ironclad set course for the pirate base. They approached under the guise of a harmless, outdated ship, using their appearance to remain undetected until the moment was right. As they neared the base, David and Sarah coordinated with Liam and his team. "We'll infiltrate the base and plant charges at key points," David explained. "Once we're clear, we'll detonate and take out their operations." Under cover of darkness, the elite soldiers boarded the pirate base, moving silently through the corridors. They encountered minimal resistance thanks to the element of surprise. Liam's team planted explosives at critical locations, setting timers to ensure a coordinated detonation. They moved swiftly, knowing they had limited time. With the charges set, Liam signaled the team to exfiltrate. They made their way back to the Ironclad, careful to avoid detection. As they boarded the ship, David monitored the timers. "Ready for detonation?" he confirmed. "Everyone clear?" "All clear," Liam replied. David activated the detonators, and a series of explosions rocked the pirate base. The structure crumbled, fire and debris filling the void of space. The pirate network was dealt a crippling blow. "Mission accomplished," Sarah said, a sense of satisfaction in her voice. David nodded. "Let's head back to Epsilon 4. Our job here is done." The Ironclad returned to Epsilon 4, docking amidst the bustling spaceport. The once derided ship was now the center of attention, and the crew was met with admiration and respect. David and his team disembarked, greeted by the spaceport authorities. "Incredible work, Commander," the portmaster said. "You've done us all a great service." Word of the Ironclad's success spread quickly, and the crew received commendations for their bravery and skill. The ship, once laughed at, was now hailed as a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. David addressed his team, pride evident in his voice. "We showed them what this old ship can do. They underestimated us, and we proved them wrong." With their reputation solidified, the crew of the Ironclad prepared for their next mission. They knew that as long as there were threats to peace and justice, their work was far from over. David stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. "This is just the beginning," he said. "There are more challenges ahead, and we'll face them together." The crew cheered, ready for whatever the future held. The Ironclad, once a relic, was now a beacon of hope and strength in the galaxy. Together, they would continue to protect and serve, proving that even the smallest ship could make the biggest difference. The Ironclad traveled through the void of space towards Sector 9, maintaining radio silence to avoid detection. The ancient ship's sensors were calibrated to pick up any signs of the pirate fleet. Commander David Hartman and Lieutenant Sarah Blake remained vigilant on the bridge, monitoring the data for any anomalies. Hours passed before Sarah finally spotted the telltale signatures of the pirate fleet on the scanners. "Got them, sir. 3 ships, heavily armed but not expecting us." David nodded, his eyes narrowing in determination. "Perfect. Let's set the trap. Power down all non-essential systems. We need to look like easy prey." The Ironclad powered down its systems, reducing its energy signature to appear even more decrepit. They drifted slowly towards the pirates, appearing as a derelict ship with minimal defenses. "Lieutenant Blake, prepare to open a channel," David ordered. "Let's see how confident they are." Sarah opened a communications channel, and the pirate ships responded almost immediately. Their voices were filled with amusement and contempt. "What's this? An antique shop floating through space?" one of the pirates mocked. "Turn back before you get yourselves killed." David's voice was calm and steady as he replied, "We're just passing through. No need for trouble." The pirates laughed harder, their arrogance blinding them to the danger. "You hear that, boys? They're just passing through. Let's show them what happens when you wander into our territory." The pirates began to close in, their weapons primed for an easy kill. David turned to his crew, his expression steely. "Prepare for combat. We hit them hard and fast." The Ironclad's concealed weapon systems powered up, the ship's true capabilities ready to be unleashed. As the pirate ships drew closer, the Ironclad remained deceptively lifeless. The pirates, confident in their superiority, approached without caution. David gave the signal, "Now!" In an instant, the Ironclad sprang to life. Its advanced weapon systems, hidden beneath layers of old plating, roared to life. Precision laser fire erupted from the ship, targeting the pirates' weak points with deadly accuracy. The lead pirate ship took the brunt of the attack, explosions ripping through its hull. The other pirate vessels scrambled to react, but it was too late. The Ironclad moved with surprising agility, weaving through enemy fire and delivering devastating blows. Inside the pirate flagship, chaos reigned. "What's happening?" shouted the pirate captain, panic in his voice. "It's just one ship." David's voice came over the comms, cold and confident. "You're dealing with the Ironclad and her crew. Surrender now, or face the consequences." The pirates were stunned into silence. The sight of the tiny, ancient ship dismantling their fleet with surgical precision was more than they could comprehend. "Prepare for boarding action," David ordered, his tone unwavering. Sergeant Liam Turner and his elite team moved swiftly to the airlocks, ready to board the pirate ships. "Remember the plan," Liam reminded his team. "We take out their command and secure their weapon systems first. Move fast and stay sharp." The Ironclad's boarding pods launched, attaching themselves to the hulls of the pirate vessels. Liam led his team through the airlocks, their movements precise and practiced. The pirates, still reeling from the initial attack, were ill-prepared for the elite soldiers storming their ships. Liam and his team encountered minimal resistance as they moved through the pirate flagship. The corridors were narrow and dimly lit, but the soldiers navigated them with ease, their helmets' heads-up displays providing real-time tactical information. They breached the door to the command center where the pirate captain and his officers were frantically trying to regain control. The sight of heavily armed human soldiers in state-of-the-art combat gear was enough to break their resolve. "Drop your weapons," Liam commanded, his voice echoing through the room. The pirates hesitated for a moment, then complied, their weapons clattering to the floor. Liam's team quickly secured the area, binding the hands of the pirate captain and his officers. "Captain secured," Liam reported over the comms. "Pirates are surrendering." David's voice came through, sounding relieved. "Good work, Sergeant. Bring them back to the Ironclad for transport." With the pirate leaders captured and their ships disabled, the remaining pirate crew had little choice but to surrender. The elite soldiers efficiently rounded up the pirates, ensuring none escaped. Back on the Ironclad, the pirate captain was brought to the interrogation room. David and Sarah prepared to extract vital information about the pirate operations. "Who are you working for?" David demanded, his eyes boring into the pirate captain's. The pirate captain, still in shock, reluctantly spilled details about their operations, revealing a larger network of pirate activity in neighboring sectors. This intelligence was crucial. It indicated that the pirate threat was far more extensive than initially thought. David and his team planned their next move with the new information. The pirate network had to be dismantled, and it was clear that their mission was far from over. "We need to hit their central base," Sarah said, studying the data. "If we can take out their headquarters, we can cripple their operations." David agreed. "We'll need to move quickly and strike hard. Prepare the team. The Ironclad is going to war." With the critical intelligence gathered from the captured pirate captain, Commander David Hartman and his team devised a plan to dismantle the pirate network. The information pointed to a heavily fortified base in the asteroid belt of Sector 10, the nerve center of the pirate operations. David called a briefing with his key officers and elite soldiers in the Ironclad's war room. Holographic displays projected the layout of the pirate base, highlighting key installations and defenses. "Here's the situation," David began. "We have intel on the pirate network's central base. It's heavily defended, but if we can take it out, we'll cripple their operations across multiple sectors." Lieutenant Sarah Blake pointed to several critical points on the holographic map. "These are their communication hubs and power generators. If we can disable these, we'll cut off their ability to coordinate and defend themselves." Sergeant Liam Turner nodded, assessing the tactical details. "We'll need to split into 2 teams, one to plant charges on the generators and another to disrupt their communications." David agreed. "Liam, you'll lead the assault team to take out their power generators. Sarah, you'll handle the team disrupting their communications. I'll coordinate from the bridge and provide support where needed." The teams geared up, their faces set with determination. Each soldier knew the importance of the mission and the risks involved. The element of surprise was their greatest advantage, and they intended to use it fully. The Ironclad approached the asteroid belt under the cover of a drifting cargo ship, maintaining a low profile to avoid detection. The pirates, accustomed to the relative safety of their hidden base, remained oblivious to the impending assault. As they neared the base, David issued final instructions. "Remember, speed and precision. We hit them hard and fast, then get out. Good luck, everyone." The boarding pods launched silently, attaching themselves to the outer hull of the pirate base. Liam's team moved swiftly through the airlocks, their movements a synchronized ballet of military precision. They split into 2 squads, each with a clear objective. Liam led the first squad through narrow, dimly lit corridors toward the power generators. They encountered minimal resistance, the pirates unprepared for a direct assault on their home turf. Using advanced hacking tools, Jackson Reed, the tech specialist, bypassed security protocols, allowing them to plant charges on the primary and backup generators. "Charges set," Jackson confirmed. "Timers active." Meanwhile, Sarah's team infiltrated the communication hub, moving stealthily to avoid detection. They placed signal jammers and explosives at strategic points, ensuring the pirates' communications would be disrupted at the critical moment. "All devices in place," Sarah reported. "Ready for detonation on your command." As the teams completed their tasks, they regrouped at the extraction point. The entire operation had gone smoothly, but the final phase was the most dangerous, exfiltrating without being caught in the blasts. David monitored the team's progress from the bridge, his hands poised over the detonator controls. "Teams, confirm you're clear." Liam's voice crackled through the comms. "Generator team clear." "Comms team clear," Sarah added. "Roger that," David replied. "Detonating in 3, 2, 1. He pressed the button, and a series of explosions rocked the pirate base. The power generators went offline, plunging the base into darkness. Simultaneously, the communication hub erupted in flames, cutting off the pirates' ability to call for reinforcements or coordinate their defenses. Alarms blared throughout the base, and chaos ensued as the pirates scrambled to respond. In the confusion, Liam and Sarah's teams made their way back to the boarding pods, engaging in brief skirmishes with disoriented pirate guards. "Move, move, move," Liam shouted, covering his team's retreat with precision shots. The pods detached from the base and returned to the Ironclad, which was already preparing to make a swift exit from the asteroid belt. "All teams accounted for," David announced, relief evident in his voice. "Let's get out of here." The Ironclad's engines roared to life, and the ship shot away from the pirate base, leaving behind a scene of destruction and disarray. The mission had been a success, but David knew there was still work to be done. The pirates were crippled but not completely defeated. As the ship sped through space, David turned to his crew, a proud smile on his face. Excellent work, everyone. We've dealt a significant blow to the pirate network, but we need to stay vigilant. There are still threats out there and we need to be ready. The crew cheered, their spirits high. They had shown once again that the Ironclad, despite its appearance, was a force to be reckoned with. Together, they would continue to protect and serve, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The successful mission against the pirate base had bolstered the reputation of the Ironclad and its crew, but Commander David Hartman knew that the fight was far from over. Intelligence gathered during the raid suggested that remnants of the pirate fleet were regrouping and potentially forming alliances with other rogue factions. Back on Epsilon 4, David convened a strategy meeting with his key officers and the elite soldiers. The mood was a mix of confidence and urgency. "Listen up," David began, projecting a holographic map of the region. "While we've dealt a significant blow to the pirate network, they're not finished. Our latest intel indicates that the survivors are rallying under a new leader, someone with extensive resources and a grudge against us." Lieutenant Sarah Blake added, "This new leader, known only as the Wraith, is rumored to be extremely dangerous. We believe they're planning a counterattack and have the support of several other outlaw groups." Sergeant Liam Turner leaned forward, his expression grim. "What's our next move, sir?" "We need to disrupt their regrouping efforts before they gain too much momentum," David replied. "We'll start by targeting their supply lines and staging areas. Lieutenant Blake, you'll gather intel on their current movements. Sergeant Turner, prepare the team for rapid deployment." The Ironclad left Epsilon 4 under a veil of secrecy, its crew well aware of the high stakes. Their first target was a supply convoy rumored to be transporting critical resources to the pirate remnant. Lieutenant Sarah Blake and her team worked tirelessly, analyzing data and intercepting communications to pinpoint the convoy's location. "Got it," Sarah said finally, highlighting a route on the map. "They're heading through the Alarian Nebula. Perfect place for an ambush." David nodded. "All right, people. This is our chance to cut off their supplies and gather more intel. Let's make it count." The Ironclad navigated through the dense, swirling gases of the nebula, using its outdated appearance to maintain a low profile. The convoy soon came into view, 3 freighters escorted by a handful of fighter ships. "Engage stealth systems," David ordered. "We'll get in close and take them by surprise." The Ironclad moved silently through the nebula, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it nearly invisible. As they closed in on the convoy, David gave the command, "Prepare to engage. On my mark. Now." The Ironclad's weapons blazed to life, targeting the escort fighters with pinpoint accuracy. The initial barrage caught the convoy completely off guard, and 2 escort fighters were destroyed before they could react. "Sergeant Turner, deploy the boarding teams," David instructed. "Secure those freighters." Liam and his soldiers launched in boarding pods, their approach masked by the chaos of the ambush. They breached the freighters' hulls with practiced efficiency, encountering scattered resistance from the pirate crews. "Move quickly," Liam commanded. "We need to secure the cargo and gather any intel we can find." Inside the freighters, the elite soldiers swept through the corridors, subduing pirate forces and accessing the ship's mainframes. Private Jackson Reed, the tech specialist, hacked into the freighter systems, downloading critical data. "Got it," Jackson reported. "Looks like they were transporting weapons and medical supplies. There's also a communication log here. References to the Wraith's plans." "Excellent work," Liam replied. "Secure the cargo and prepare for extraction." Meanwhile, back on the Ironclad, David and Sarah coordinated the attack, ensuring that the convoy's remaining escort fighters were neutralized. The operation went smoothly, with the elite soldiers quickly securing the freighters and their valuable cargo. "Convoy secured," Liam reported as his team regrouped on the Ironclad. "We've got the supplies and some useful intel." "Great job, everyone," David responded. "Let's get this intel analyzed and plan our next move." Back on the bridge, Sarah pored over the downloaded data. "This is big, sir. The communication logs indicate that the Wraith is planning to consolidate power and launch a major offensive. We've got locations of several meeting points and supply caches." David's expression hardened. "We need to hit them before they can gather strength. Prepare the ship for immediate departure. We'll strike their meeting points and disrupt their operations." As the Ironclad set course for the next target, David addressed his crew. "We've made great strides, but the fight isn't over. These pirates are desperate, and they won't go down easily. Stay sharp, stay focused, and we'll bring them to justice." The crew responded with a determined cheer, ready for the challenges ahead. The Ironclad, once an underestimated relic, continued to prove its worth as a formidable force in the galaxy. With each mission, David and his team inched closer to dismantling the pirate threat and ensuring peace in their sector. The Ironclad moved swiftly through space, armed with the new intelligence gathered from the intercepted convoy. Commander David Hartman and his crew were determined to disrupt the Wraith's plans and dismantle the remnants of the pirate network before they could regroup. Lieutenant Sarah Blake worked tirelessly, analyzing the data and mapping out the pirate meeting points and supply caches. "Sir, I've identified 3 key locations where the Wraith's forces are likely to gather," she reported, displaying the holographic map. David studied the points carefully. "We'll need to hit them simultaneously to prevent any chance of them warning each other. Coordinate with Sergeant Turner and prepare the teams for deployment." The crew of the Ironclad divided into 3 strike teams, each assigned to a different target. David would lead the main assault on the primary meeting point, while Sarah and Liam would lead the other teams to the secondary and tertiary locations. The Ironclad approached the first target, a hidden base within a dense asteroid field. David's team readied their weapons and boarding pods, prepared for a fierce fight. "Remember, we're here to dismantle their operations and gather any intel on the Wraith," David reminded his team. "Stay focused and move quickly." The boarding pods launched, weaving through the asteroids and latching onto the pirate base. The elite soldiers breached the airlocks, storming into the base with practiced precision. Inside, the pirates were caught off guard. David's team moved swiftly, taking down guards and securing key areas. They reached the control center, where David accessed the base's mainframe and began downloading crucial data. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Sarah Blake's team targeted a supply depot hidden on a moon surface. They landed undetected, using the terrain for cover as they approached the depot. "Let's move," Sarah ordered, her voice calm and steady. "We need to secure those supplies and disable their communications." Sarah's team infiltrated the depot, disabling security systems and taking out pirate guards with silent efficiency. They secured the stockpiles of weapons and supplies, planting explosives to ensure the depot would be destroyed. At the same time, Sergeant Liam Turner led his team to a clandestine meeting point in a derelict space station. The pirates had gathered there to plan their next moves, unaware of the imminent danger. "Engage on my mark," Liam instructed, his eyes fixed on the entrance. 3, 2, 1, go! Liam's team stormed the meeting point, catching the pirates in the midst of their discussions. The firefight was intense but brief, with the elite soldiers quickly overpowering the pirates and securing the area. Back at the primary target, David's team completed the data download and began planting charges to destroy the base. "We've got what we need," David said, signaling his team to retreat. "Let's blow this place and get out of here." The charges detonated as the team reboarded their pods, the base erupting in a series of explosions. The Ironclad moved to extract the other teams, coordinating their strikes to ensure maximum impact. Sarah's team completed their mission, destroying the supply depot and eliminating the pirate presence. They regrouped with the Ironclad, ready to support the other teams if needed. Liam's team secured the meeting point, capturing several high-ranking pirates who might have valuable information about the Wraith's plans. They extracted the prisoners and returned to the ship. With all teams back on board, David addressed the crew. "Outstanding work, everyone. We've dealt a significant blow to the Wraith's operations. Let's analyze the intel and prepare for our next move." As the Ironclad jumped to hyperspace, David and Sarah reviewed the data they had gathered. It provided a clearer picture of the Wraith's network and hinted at a central command location. "Sir, it looks like the Wraith is operating from a fortified base deep within the Charon Nebula," Sarah said, highlighting the coordinates. David nodded, determination in his eyes. "That's our next target. Prepare the ship and the teams. We're going after the Wraith." The crew of the Ironclad prepared for what could be their most challenging mission yet. They knew that taking down the Wraith would require all their skill, courage, and teamwork, but they were ready. As the ship hurtled through space towards the Charon Nebula, David reflected on the journey they had taken. The Ironclad, once a laughingstock, had become a symbol of strength and resilience. Together, they would face the Wraith and bring an end to the pirate threat once and for all. The Ironclad entered the Charon Nebula, its sensors on high alert. The nebula's dense gases and electromagnetic storms created a hazardous environment, perfect for hiding a fortified base. The crew's tension was palpable, but their determination was unwavering. Commander David Hartman stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the swirling colors of the nebula outside. "Stay sharp, everyone. The Wraith's base could be hidden anywhere in this soup." Lieutenant Sarah Blake monitored the ship's sensors, filtering out the nebula's interference. "I'm picking up faint energy signatures, sir. It could be the base." David nodded. "Plot a course and take us in slowly. We don't want to alert them to our presence until we're ready." The Ironclad navigated cautiously through the nebula, its crew on high alert. As they approached the source of the energy signatures, the outlines of a massive fortified base became visible. "There it is," David said, his voice filled with resolve. "Prepare for battle. Sergeant Turner, get your team ready for boarding." Sergeant Liam Turner assembled his elite soldiers in the hangar bay. "This is it, people. We're taking down the Wraith and ending this pirate threat for good. Stick to your training, watch each other's backs, and we'll get through this." The Ironclad launched a surprise attack on the Wraith's base, its weapons targeting key defensive structures. The base responded with heavy fire, but the Ironclad's upgraded systems held strong. "Shields holding at 80%, Sarah reported. "We're taking fire, but nothing we can't handle." "Good. Keep the pressure on," David ordered. "Liam, your team is clear to launch." Liam's boarding pods launched from the Ironclad, weaving through the enemy fire and latching onto the base's outer hull. The soldiers breached the airlocks and stormed into the base, encountering fierce resistance from the Wraith's forces. "Push forward," Liam commanded. "We need to reach the control center and disable their defenses." The elite soldiers fought their way through narrow corridors and heavily fortified positions. They moved with precision and coordination, their advanced training evident in every action. In the control room, the Wraith, a tall, imposing figure with a reputation for ruthlessness, monitored the battle. "They dare to attack my base? Destroy them!" Liam's team reached the central hub, where they encountered a heavily armed contingent of pirates. A brutal firefight ensued, with both sides taking heavy casualties. Liam and his team fought valiantly, gradually gaining the upper hand. "Liam, we're in position to disable their power grid," Jackson Reed reported, working on a control panel. "Just need a few more minutes." "Make it quick, Jackson," Liam replied, firing at a group of advancing pirates. Back on the Ironclad, David coordinated the assault, his focus intense. "Sarah, target their main reactors. We need to take down their power." "On it, sir," Sarah responded, adjusting the ship's targeting systems. The Ironclad fired a concentrated volley at the base's reactors, causing a series of explosions that rocked the entire structure. Inside, the lights flickered and dimmed, and the automated defenses went offline. "Power grid disabled," Jackson announced. "They're vulnerable." Liam's team pressed their advantage, breaching the control room where the Wraith awaited. The imposing pirate leader stood defiant, flanked by heavily armed guards. "It ends here, Wraith," Liam declared, aiming his weapon. "Surrender, or we'll take you down." The Wraith laughed, a cold, mirthless sound. "You think you can defeat me? You're nothing but a relic of a dying race." "Maybe so," Liam retorted, "but we're more than enough to stop you." A fierce battle erupted, with Liam's team taking on the Wraith and his guards. The elite soldiers moved with lethal efficiency, gradually overwhelming the pirate leader's defenses. Liam engaged the Wraith in a brutal hand-to-hand fight, their movements a blur of speed and skill. Despite the Wraith's strength and cunning, Liam's training and determination proved superior. With a final decisive strike, Liam disarmed the Wraith and pinned him to the ground. "It's over," he said, breathing heavily. "You're finished." The Wraith glared up at him, defeated but unbroken. "You may have won this battle, but the war is far from over." Liam secured the Wraith and his remaining guards, then reported back to David. "The Wraith is captured, and the base is under our control." "Outstanding work, Liam," David responded, relief and pride in his voice. "Bring them back to the Ironclad. We're heading home." As the Ironclad left the Charon Nebula, the crew reflected on their hard-fought victory. They had dismantled the pirate network, captured its leader, and restored peace to the sector. On the bridge, David addressed his team. "We've accomplished something incredible. The Ironclad has proven its worth time and again, thanks to each and every one of you." Let's take the Wraith back to Epsilon 4 and celebrate this victory. The crew cheered, their spirits high. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious. The Ironclad, once a relic, had become a symbol of strength, resilience, and unity. Together, they would continue to protect and serve, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The Ironclad emerged from the Charon Nebula, its mission accomplished and its crew filled with a sense of triumph. As they neared Epsilon 4, Commander David Hartman couldn't help but feel a surge of pride for his team and their remarkable achievements. The captured Wraith and his remaining guards were secured in the ship's brig, heavily guarded to prevent any chance of escape. The crew maintained high alert, knowing the importance of delivering their prisoner to the authorities. Lieutenant Sarah Blake monitored the communication channels, preparing to announce their return. Epsilon 4 Command, this is the Ironclad. Mission successful. We have the Wraith in custody and are requesting docking clearance. Ironclad, you are clear to dock, came the reply. Welcome back, and congratulations on your mission. As the Ironclad approached the spaceport, David addressed his crew over the intercom. We've achieved something extraordinary. Our efforts have brought peace to the sector and dismantled a significant threat. You should all be proud of what we've accomplished together. The crew responded with cheers, their camaraderie and sense of unity stronger than ever. They docked at Epsilon 4 amidst a flurry of activity, the spaceport buzzing with news of their success. Officials from the spaceport and representatives from the Interstellar Council greeted them warmly, expressing their gratitude and admiration. David and his team handed over the Wraith and his guards, ensuring they were securely transferred to high-security cells. You've done an incredible job, Commander Hartman, the portmaster said, shaking David's hand. The sector owes you a great debt. David smiled, humbled by the praise. Thank you. But this was a team effort. Every member of the Ironclad played a crucial role in our success. With the Wraith safely in custody, the crew of the Ironclad was given a well-deserved break. Epsilon 4 threw a grand celebration in their honor, recognizing their bravery and dedication. The festivities were held in the spaceport's central plaza, decorated with banners and lights. People from all over the sector came to join in the celebration, eager to show their appreciation for the heroes who had brought peace to their region. David and his officers were invited to the stage where they were presented with medals and commendations. The crowd erupted in applause, cheering for the crew of the Ironclad. Sergeant Liam Turner stood with his team, feeling a rare sense of satisfaction. This is quite a welcome, he remarked to Private Jackson Reed. Jackson grinned. We've earned it, and to think they used to laugh at us. As the celebrations continued, David took a moment to speak to the assembled crowd. Thank you for this incredible honor. It has been a privilege to serve and protect this sector. The Ironclad may be an old ship, but it's the heart and spirit of its crew that make it strong. He looked over at his crew, seeing the pride and camaraderie on their faces. We've proven that no matter how small or underestimated, we can make a difference. Together, we will continue to stand against any threat and ensure the safety of our galaxy. The crowd's applause was deafening, a testament to the impact of their mission. The Ironclad crew mingled with the attendees, sharing stories and enjoying the festivities. The bonds forged in battle were strengthened in celebration, and the crew felt more united than ever. Later that evening, as the festivities began to wind down, David and Sarah found a quiet spot overlooking the spaceport. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the many challenges that still lay ahead. We did it, David, Sarah said, her voice filled with pride and relief. We really did it. David nodded, a sense of fulfillment washing over him. Yes, we did, but this is just the beginning. There will always be new threats, new missions, and as long as we stand together, we'll be ready. Sarah smiled, looking out at the stars. Here's to the Ironclad and to whatever comes next. As they stood together, reflecting on their journey, David knew that the future was uncertain but full of promise. The Ironclad and its crew had proven their worth, and they would continue to protect and serve, facing whatever challenges lay ahead with courage and determination. The celebrations marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. The Ironclad, once a relic, had become a symbol of hope and strength in the galaxy. Together, they would continue their mission, ready to face any danger and uphold the peace they had fought so hard to achieve. The celebrations at Epsilon 4 had brought a brief but welcome respite for the crew of the Ironclad. However, the galaxy's challenges never truly ceased. As the festivities wound down, Commander David Hartman received a message from the Interstellar Council requesting an urgent meeting. David and Lieutenant Sarah Blake met with the Council representatives in a secure chamber. The mood was somber, and the Council members' faces were grave. "Commander Hartman, congratulations on your recent success," Counselor Tharoon began. "Your efforts in capturing the Wraith and dismantling the pirate network have not gone unnoticed." "Thank you, Counselor," David replied. "What's the situation?" Counselor Tharoon activated a holographic display, showing several distress signals from various sectors. "We've detected a new threat. There have been reports of a mysterious fleet attacking remote colonies and outposts. The fleet's origin is unknown, but their technology is highly advanced. We believe they pose a significant threat to galactic stability." David studied the display, noting the pattern of attacks. "Have they made any demands or communicated their intentions?" "No," Tharoon replied. "Their attacks are swift and brutal, leaving no survivors. We need you and the Ironclad to investigate and, if possible, neutralize this threat." David nodded, understanding the gravity of the mission. "We'll depart immediately. Any additional intel would be appreciated." As they prepared to leave, Counselor Tharoon handed David a datapad. "This contains everything we have so far. Good luck, Commander. The galaxy is counting on you." Back on the Ironclad, David briefed his crew. "We've got a new mission. A mysterious fleet is attacking remote colonies, and we're tasked with finding and stopping them. This will be dangerous, but I know we're up to the challenge." Sergeant Liam Turner stood, his expression determined. "We've faced tough odds before, sir. We're ready." David smiled at his crew, proud of their unwavering resolve. "Prepare for departure. We head out at dawn." The Ironclad set a course for the most recent attack site, a remote mining colony on the edge of known space. As they approached the colony, the devastation became apparent. The once thriving outpost was now a graveyard of twisted metal and scorched earth. "Scanners are picking up residual energy signatures," Sarah reported. "It matches the description of the attacker's technology." "Track it," David ordered. "We need to find out where they came from and where they're headed." The Ironclad followed the trail, navigating through uncharted regions of space. Days passed, and the tension aboard the ship grew as they ventured deeper into the unknown. Finally, they detected the fleet, dozens of sleek black ships orbiting a barren planet. The enemy ships were unlike anything the crew had ever seen, their surfaces glistening with an eerie, unnatural light. "Engage stealth systems," David commanded. "We need to get closer without being detected." The Ironclad moved silently towards the fleet, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it nearly invisible. As they neared the enemy ships, David and his officers analyzed the data. "These ships are heavily armed and highly advanced," Sarah observed. "We'll need to be strategic about this." David nodded. "Prepare for battle. We'll disable their command ship and take out their communications first." The Ironclad launched a surprise attack, targeting the enemy fleet's command ship with precision strikes. The enemy fleet responded quickly, their ships moving with alarming speed and coordination. "Shields at 70%, Sarah reported. "We're taking heavy fire." "Maintain formation," David ordered. "Focus on their command ship." Sergeant Liam Turner led a boarding party to the enemy command ship, breaching its hull and storming the interior. The enemy soldiers were fierce and well-trained, but Liam's elite team fought with unparalleled skill and determination. "Push forward," Liam shouted. "We need to reach their command center." As they fought their way through the ship, they encountered strange alien technology unlike anything they had seen before. Jackson Reed worked quickly to hack into the ship's systems, attempting to disable their defenses. "Got it," Jackson exclaimed. "Their systems are down." The tide of the battle shifted as the enemy fleet's coordination faltered. The Ironclad capitalized on the disruption, taking out key enemy ships and forcing the fleet into disarray. Liam's team reached the command center where they faced the enemy leader, a tall, imposing figure clad in advanced armor. "It's over," Liam declared, aiming his weapon. "Surrender now." The enemy leader responded with a cold, mechanical voice. "You have no idea what you're dealing with. Our purpose is beyond your comprehension." A fierce battle ensued, but Liam's team's skill and determination proved superior. They subdued the enemy leader and secured the command center. "Command ship secured," Liam reported. "Their fleet is in disarray." David's voice came through the comms, filled with relief. "Excellent work, Sergeant. Return to the Ironclad. We're bringing them in." With the enemy fleet in retreat, the Ironclad regrouped and began analyzing the captured data. They discovered that the mysterious fleet was part of a larger, more sinister force intent on destabilizing the galaxy. Back on Epsilon 4, David and his crew were hailed as heroes once again. The Interstellar Council recognized their bravery and resourcefulness, acknowledging the significant threat they had neutralized. As the crew celebrated their victory, David reflected on the journey they had taken. The Ironclad, once a relic, had become a beacon of hope and strength in the galaxy. Together, they had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious. But David knew that their mission was far from over. The galaxy was vast and filled with dangers, and the Ironclad and her crew would be ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Standing on the bridge, looking out at the stars, David felt a profound sense of purpose and unity. "This is just the beginning," he said quietly. "There's still so much to do." Sarah, standing beside him, nodded in agreement. "And we'll face it together, as always." The Ironclad set a course for their next mission, ready to protect and serve, knowing that as long as they stood together, there was nothing they couldn't overcome. The future was filled with endless possibilities, and the crew of the Ironclad was prepared to meet them head-on, united in their resolve to bring peace and justice to the galaxy.